everyone, it is Pam here with Tattered Paper and Lace, and we are going to do some more on this Halloween journal. I showed you how I did the spine the last video, and I took out the book block. I'm going to lay that aside. I don't have much room. As every crafter knows, the room gets, Anyway, and so I left you with not knowing whether I was going to use this or, I forgot to grab this, or this piece of fabric that I had painted. And I decided to use the fabric, as you can see, because it was already painted. So I decided to use that as my reinforcement for the gutters of this book, and I wanted to show you with the book block in it, get a better idea of the curve of the spine. So I wanted that little bit of curve that has right there. And I showed you how to do that in the first video, or how I did it. I wish I had made my cardboard just a little bit taller so that it went all the way to the top, because this was a little soft up here, but that's okay. I just put in some regular glues, art glitter glue, in and among the threads and let it dry, and it stiffened it up a little bit, so I think it will be fine. I also still want this to look very grungy and old and used and, discarded somewhere. And then discovered again. So this is turning out like I want it to be. So what I thought we'd do today is look at what I wanted to do in the signatures. So let's get these other things out of the way that I don't need. So here are I told you I had put together some of the signatures, and I had, but some of the things, these in particular, needed to be copy dyed. These things did not need to be copy dyed. So I have tried to keep it somewhat in the signatures that I had them in. I'm not sure I actually accomplished that. But in any case, we'll just put them together again, because I don't know what they're going to look like. I did want to tell you also that in doing this, I took out, this was the inscription for this book. It says, this had up here, it says given to, and this is, I don't know, E.A. McHale, maybe? 10/29/40, 1940. By J.R. Kinney, it looks like. I can't really tell. But anyway, I wanted to use this inside the book somewhere. Just tuck it in a pocket, or make a little collage with that or something. So this is going to get recovered anyway, so that it's fine that this is, and I tore the paper on away from it. I need to do it over here too, to make it not be, the lines not be this line. If I had left it like this, because I just cut it with a razor knife, it would had left it, you would see the lines through other paper, unless the other paper was very thick. And I don't know yet what I'm going to use. I might even use fabric. I haven't really decided. I think I know, but I haven't decided. And I have not copied out some of the pages I'm going to use from Tracy Fox's Curious Case of Craftly Hall is what I'm going to use, which was the Creep on June kit from last year. I bought it thinking I would do Creep on June last year. I thought I'd do Creep on June this year. Neither one of those things happened. So I find it very difficult to do things, there, that's better, to do things, certainly not every day, because I don't have the opportunity necessarily to craft every day. I mean, I probably could if I really put my mind to it, but I'm retired and I don't want a job, so so I don't necessarily do that. I have to show you this. I used this paper on one of my Marguerite Miller collages because it needed fingerprints. Was one of the prompts. And this is from another kit of Tracy Fox's, but I coffee dyed it because this was on white paper. But look at these purple. I don't get it. I don't know where these purple dots came from. I mean, we're talking, I just used coffee on this, and this is just regular coffee paper with an inkjet printer. And it has I don't get it. I don't know where that came from, but we're going to use it. And you might wonder, why am this is where I cut out, I'm doing my Marguerite Miller's on coasters from restaurant. So this is a 4-inch circle. And I thought what I might do with that, because I didn't want to not use this for something. So I coffee dyed it. Excuse me. I have a frog in my throat. And I thought I would do this through it. This is from the book block. This is the name of the book that this book is, with a skull on it. And as we go along, you'll see how I'm going to incorporate the name of this, and this being a different person than was used in the Craftley Hall crime detectives. But anyway, so I don't know. I did do some inking on this with distressed ink, not well, you know what? It could be oxide. Let's see. It is oxide. I used black oxide around. That's where the purple came from, I bet. I used some black oxide around the edges of this before I decided to coffee dye it. That may be where these purple dots came from. But why is it dotted? I don't have any idea. No idea how this happened, except I know purple would be part of the colors in the oxide. But I'm going to glue this to this. So we'll have this on the inside, and then you'll be able to see this, and that will be glued shut there. So this will be glued to this. But that's how that's going to be, I think. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm still pondering, but I think that's how I'm going to do that. But anyway, so this is going to be one of the sheets, one of the pages in my thing here. And I have these pages that I joined together. This page, as you can see, was from a spiral bound notebook, and then this is from a book page. And I loved the decorative elements on this and thought that would be kind of cool. And I can fold it either way because this is two-sided, and then I can fold this either way. I might wish to do that. Might do it that way. I don't know. But in any case, then I also have this, which is it's like a sheet that you would print awards on, like, certificates of some kind. And I loved this gray silvery edge. I thought that would work out well. And that, I think, is going to be the beginnings of, like I said, I'm going to use some papers from Tracy Fox's kit, but I have not done those yet and printed them out. Some of those will, and I'm using some torn paper because this is old. It would have been discarded long ago or something like that. And I don't know exactly. I know I'm going to use some of the pages that are in the kit, but I have not decided yet what I'm going to use. So I don't know what I'm going to use with these, but this is what it's going to be so far. Okay, so I had these. They were already coffee dyed, so we're going to just stick See, I can't remember now what I had in each one of these, but I have some different things. I got this to go in here. And I loved how the coffee made the ink blur on these a little bit. That's from a 1950s ledger. So we'll put that in there. And I have this again. This already had the hole in it. I have no idea how the hole got there. It was in my drawer of papers to use for signatures. So I coffee dyed that as well. I think I had that on the front, closer to the front. Let's stick this right here. I think I also have this over here. Like that. And I don't know if this is going to be the way it's going to be. I don't know. I'm going to put 8 to 10 pages in each signature. So I think when I get these put back together, they'll be, so these might be cool to be the beginning pages of each signature. So, let's see. I need something in between here that's a bigger sheet. Let's try this. This is just a blank ledger, not necessarily old, but I have folded these in. They may become pockets or just fold outs. I'm not sure which yet. So we're going to stick that in between these two things. And I've put these little short pieces in. That might need to go this. No, I don't want that there. I might take this and put it here and put this. No, see, I don't want, oh no, that's probably better. Let's try that. Put this, I have some of these shorter ones because I'm going to attach something to that. For instance, I'm going to attach this possibly to one of these sorts of pages that are short like this as a more of a, it'll be a page, but it'll be more seeming like tip-in sort. This was an envelope that is a copy of an envelope that I had in my stash that is vintage. And so it was coming apart. It was coming loose. So I took it apart and I copied each section. So this is not really a brad here because it's a copy, but there was a brad on the original. And so I have that scanned in, and then I just printed it out and put it back together, basically, so that I had a copy of the envelope that would still then be an envelope. And when I coffee dyed it, the flap began to come off. So I taped it with my faux vintage tape, and that's probably going to go in here somewhere. But that's why I have some of these shorter pages, just for some different ideas, different looks, different takes on things. I think I had that like that. And then just like this. I don't know. I'll thumb through them in just a minute. And then we'll see what we got. So I have another one of these. Another one of these. Like this. I've got a card. I love the moon on this card. It was white, so I had to coffee dye it. This is a piece of blueprint that I wanted to use. This is a calendar, a long calendar sheet that's from a spiral notebook that I just used, and that'll be a flip out kind of thing. That's going to go in somewhere. This is another envelope that is going to be folded inside and do some little pockets with that, and I'll do something on that. I don't know yet what that is. This came from the thrift store So I have let me just do that while I'm thinking about it. I have a stamp here, a rolling stamp that will block out the name. And this person's name is on this. So I'm not sure why they put it in the thrift store. This is a Mayan. They evidently went Cozumel because I've been there and I have one of these too. And so I'm just going to kind of block out the name here. Kind of like how that looks anyway. So you don't really see it. I just like the paper and the font and all that that's on that. So I'm just going to kind of do that to kind of obscure some of the wording of especially the person's name. I didn't want their name on there. I mean, I didn't want their name to show. So we just do that. Now, let me blot this because this is a different kind of paper. And see, it comes off. So I just need to blot it a bit so I don't get it all over me. Blow it to dry. Load up. And then it'll be ready to go. Okay. Now, my problem is I don't have enough bigger pieces, but I'm going to use some plain coffee dyed paper. 2, 3, 4, 5 in this one. So I'm going to put like this. What did I just do with it? This piece. I'm going to put this piece in here, I think. So that'll make 6 in there. And then let me get my coffee dyed paper. Hold on. So here's my drawer of different papers that I have that I want to use, which includes coffee dyed paper. And I have some of my own. That'll be a good one there. But I also purchased, is that going to be, yes, that one would be good too. I'm going to use that. Yes, okay. Got some of those going in another. This is a piece of coffee dyed paper that I did with use both of those. I did to get this design was done with plastic tablecloth. So I only have, I think that's the last 2 pieces I have of that. So I need to make some more of that. And I do that outside, so I need to do that and it's not raining. So that's 2, 3, 4. That's 2, 4, 6. Let's see what else I have in here. And some of this is not coffee dyed, but that's, you know, I'm just going to, either I'll coffee dye it later or it's just ones I know I want to use. I need 10 sheets of this, of coffee dyed paper. And I think I've used all the really dark ones. Let's see. I have some really, at one point, I had some really dark ones. I think I've used all those in something else. So let's get 2 of these. A little bit. Oh yeah, those are nice. Those have these numbers on it right here, which I like. And they're sequential numbers. Okay, so I think I have enough now for a good start. I haven't decided whether I want to do a few more of these. I don't think I only have 2 of them done. So let's do this. Let's fold these in half. To do the design paper on with coffee dyeing, you need to have a plastic tablecloth. It's doilies work, but it depends. My tablecloth is a little bit open weaved, so that is a good thing. And I lay my paper outside on a canvas tarp, and I lay my paper out, just white copy paper, or it might be 24 pound rather than what is the normal 20 pound maybe. Might use 24 pounds, some possibly. But anyway, I lay the tablecloth on top of the paper, and I cut them down to paper. I cut the tablecloth down. It's a pretty good size tablecloth, and I cut it into pieces that was the size. So I lay the paper down, I lay the plastic tablecloth on top, and then I take a spray bottle and put my coffee in a spray bottle, and I spray it on top and leave the tablecloth on there and let it dry in the sun. And it turns out kind of nice. I like how it turns out. So I need to make some more of these for sure. But I've got 5 signatures, and I want to do 2, and this one's already folded. This was out of a journal. And I want to make 2 just plain coffee dyed papers, basically plain, in each one. So I need 10 sheets. Okay, so let's see what I have here. Okay, I just like this. I just thought that was kind of a fun addition, different. And then I'm going to use, I think that'll make 8 pages in this. And so I will use 2 of the decorative papers in Tracy Fox's kit to make 2 more pages. This will be actually 4 pages. And let's see, that's got 1, 2, 3. Here, I'll stick this one in here. That'll work. I like to put the different styles. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's put another one of these in here. That'll make 5. And the book is exactly this size, which is well, no, it is not. Oh, yeah, I thought it was. Well, darn, I will have to cut them down, but we'll do that later. I was thinking that was exactly the size of a piece of paper folded in half, but it's not quite that size. Oh, guys, I gotta show you. What I got at the thrift store yesterday. This Winsor & Newton Professional Watercolor. You guys, this was at the thrift store yesterday. Brand spanking new. Never been used. It's 24 colors. Winsor & Newton's a good brand. Do you know how much this cost? This very same thing cost on Amazon. I got this for, was marked $3.99. It was 25% off. So what's that? $3.29 or something like that. Little over $3. Okay, is what I paid for this. Brand new, never been used, never been opened, brand new. I paid $29, no more than $3.50. This same exact, the box is different, so this is probably older than what's on Amazon now, but this exact same box, same box it comes in, same little pamphlet, 24 colors, for just over $3. It cost $155 on Amazon for these watercolors. I knew I was getting a deal when I picked it up. I said, okay, because I knew I have some Winsor & Newton ink, so I knew Winsor & Newton was a good brand. And my husband says, well, how much do you think it costs retail? And I said, I don't know, probably at least $50. Well, I was just like $100 off. That was the find of the century. Now, I just need to learn how to do some watercoloring. It's my only problem. I don't know anything about watercoloring, but I really wanted it to use it for not necessarily painting, although I may try to learn how to paint. This is what I had before. Dollar Tree watercolor. As you can see, I never used it much. Not very good, by the way. And yeah, this book page is about, I have it cut down already, so I will have to cut these down a little bit. So I might not use this one because when I cut it down, why is there two of those in there? When I cut it down, it's got this and it has this, and so it'll cut off some of that. So I'll have to decide whether or not I want that. I must have accidentally put two pieces of this handmade paper. I had the two pieces together when I'm counting this as a page. 3, 4, 5, 6 pages in that. So that's good. This is going to be a page. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will make page 6 on this, which you know is going to have that other bit inside. Okay, so that makes 6 pages in that. Wait, no, it's going to have to be 8 pages and then 2 more pages. Okay, we'll have to add more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is a page, so I will add let's add one of these in here. That'll make 6 in this one. And I have 1, 2. I have 2 in here. So let's put in this and this. No, this is another signature. This, let's put this in. In here. And these may get all changed around, but I wanted to show you the kinds of papers I was going to use that's not part of the digital kit. And I will. Okay, let's put this in here. And then I also have some coffee dyed tracing paper that I need to pull out. Now, let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. This is another. This. Okay. So, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 6 in this one, this way. See, and I also folded this, so it went all the way across. And then I have a short sheet over here, just for interest. Okay, this is, so I've got 4 signatures here. So this is the last signature. So this all goes together. So some of these pages can go in the other. And then I have this handmade paper. It came from a journal. I will tear this down to make it be, I'm going to make pockets here, but I'll tear the rest of it down to make it be the right size. This was also at the thrift store that came with that other piece. And this is a Mayan calendar. I just thought it was kind of neat and interesting. So, you know, I thought it might work in this. Let's see, I need this to be here. I try to do a bigger piece and then a smaller piece and then a bigger piece so that it's, you know, not all big together, not all little together either. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's put this one in there. 6. Okay, that's another one with 6. I think they're supposed to have 8. So let's see. So I got 4 more of. I'm getting all confused. This needs to go in 1 too. I'm going to put this on the outside of this for now. I don't know if it'll stay there, but I'm going to put it there for now. And I also want to put this in 1 somewhere. And this is an extra. So let's do this. I'm going to take this and put it on top of this. These will all get cut down to this size because that, I've already cut this down to the right size, this piece. So all of these other pieces that stick out will get cut down to that size. So this is what it's looking like so far. I don't know if I want this one to be on the front. This is a little bit yellow, so I probably might not want it to be on the front. Can go in there, and then I think this one here, that already has one of those in there. So let me stick this in here, and that will be here, maybe. And let's go back to this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in there. So that is probably pretty good. I gotta put that in somewhere. I was gonna count that as a page 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna put this in here. That's gonna make that have 7. And this is this. Okay, I'll figure out where that will go later. Okay, so I'm kind of liking that. This one is going to go. Let's just go ahead and tear that one down. Let's see. So that I have it the right size, I'll use this as my guide. And I don't want to tear it on the bottom because I'm going to use those that up there as a pocket. Hopefully I'll be able to tear it. I just want to tear it by hand. And small enough that if any larger pieces that may be sticking out won't stick out past the book. I don't care if it sticks out past another page per se. Okay, that worked out pretty good. And this needs to go right here. Kind of hard to tear. Oh, I know why it's hard right here, because I got 4 pieces together instead of just 2. There we go. Okay, these pieces I will use in something else, or in this project somewhere else. And it goes on top of this. Okay. So see, that has that needs to Well, you know what? I'm going to leave it for now. I might want that there. I don't know. Okay, I've got a lot of little pages in there. I don't want all those together. I can do one there. Do this one there. Okay. And I'll probably will stagger these as I go along. I'm just putting them in there, straight in there for now. I have that little one. I don't know. I'm going to make this one go on top of this. Is that right? No. This one's on top of this one. I just used... And I may change some of this. This is just preliminary. Okay. Let us put... Okay, this needs another blank sheet maybe in here. Maybe. Another blank sheet in here. Here, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, darn. I shouldn't have folded this because it's got to be cut down. It's going to cut off my numbers. I'll have to refold that. Because I wanted to keep the number. And see, it'll cut it off, because this page right here is also the right size, so it'll cut off part of the number. Okay, I'll have to refold those. Didn't think about that. I thought this was exactly the right size, but it is not. Okay, let's see what else. Okay, I need some. I don't know. But anyway, you get an idea. I'm not sure how I want to do this, but that's where I'm at so far. So I have these pages to still add. I need to cut down the pages to make them all fit the book. But that is where I am at the moment with how these signatures are looking. And coffee dyed paper, as you know, I'll lift you up just a little bit because you're a little close for the, don't mind the junk. So that's gonna, when you coffee dye the paper, they get a little bit more puffy. So that's 5 signatures, which is what I have here. Get those cut down like they should be. And that should be about right when I get it all stuff added in. Now, I had thought about something else to do on the cover. And what I think I am going to do, you let me know what you think. I think I am going to do some texture paste in some of these areas. I have a stencil that is script, that is alchemy. It looks sort of like the German font, the old German font. It kind of looks like that. Then I think I might do in just a few places with black texture paste and or paint with white texture paste. Because the black will be very black. So and actually that might be the best. It'll be black on black, but this cover is a lighter black than that texture paste is. So then it'll just be kind of tone on tone. So that may be what I'm going to do. I think that probably is going to be what I do. Looks like it had a piece of tape across here at some point in time. You can see, I don't know if you can see the difference in the color of this to this, or this was in the sun, because this is definitely sun bleached. And it was in the sun with a book in front of it that was this tall. So it bleached the spine and the top of this, however tall that other book next to it was. That's what I'm thinking it is. But anyway, so that is kind of a you know, when I get all the signatures done exactly like I want them to be, I will come back and flip through each one and show you just real quickly what it's going to look like signature-wise, and you'll have a better idea. I just wanted to show you some of the things I was going to do. I'm going to go print and get some of the digital kit in here and work with that as well. These things are still yet to be put in there, but they're probably going to go in there. I just need to figure out where. I've got a couple of doilies that are also going to go in there. A big one and a little one, oval, and a little round one. I don't know how I'm going to use those yet. I also have this, you know, like I showed you this. That's going to go in there. And then I also have this old photo. And this is Florence Vici, it looks like. But I fussy cut it out of an old photograph. And it is her, she's looking backwards. That's going to go on a page as a tuck on the corner of a page somewhere. I'm not sure yet where that will go, but it's going to go on there because I don't know, I think it kind of fits. So that's my video for today. I appreciate you coming along. I am now going to go print and do some die cutting of some Tim Holtz florals out of some paper that looks like his abandoned paper, but I'm not sure that's what I'm going to use, but we'll see. Anyway, so I appreciate you coming along. This was just the next process, and I thought while I was doing it and going through this that I would bring you along. So I appreciate you coming along, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.